Why are you having the same fight over and over again? Why do the same disagreements feel like a vicious circle with no end in sight? And the most painful part? Why, despite all the effort and the love you still feel, do you both seem so far apart? Most couples facing problems, from a small daily argument to a deep crisis, fall into the exact same trap: the blame game. Think about it with me. If I asked you to list your partner's flaws, how long would it take? I'd bet you'd have a full list in seconds. But what if I asked you to list your own flaws? It would take a little longer, wouldn't it? It's natural. It's human. We are incredibly skilled at seeing the faults that come from the outside, but blind to our own contributions to the problem. That's our nature. But what if the real secret to peace and rebuilding your marriage wasn't in changing your partner, but in a single question you must ask yourself? It is that question, and how you answer it, that has the power to rewrite the story of your relationship. The biggest and perhaps most common mistake is to compare. We compare our virtues to their defects. I'm patient, but he's so explosive. I'm organized, but she's so messy. Or even worse, we get into that, but you also game when the other person brings up a complaint. They say, "You lied about where you were," and your mind is already searching for an occasion where they did the same or something worse to fire back. "But you also did this and that." And so you create a loop of accusations that leads nowhere. This back and forth, this futile comparison of mistakes, this highlighting of our own virtues against their flaws, all it brings is frustration. And in a marriage, frustration solves absolutely nothing. It only deepens the abyss. This comes from a flawed belief, the belief that you can change the other person by pointing out their mistakes. The truth is hard, but liberating. We cannot change anyone. And if that sounds scary, let me go deeper. Not even God can change us without our permission. He gives us His word. He offers us the path, the wisdom, but He doesn't force us. If we don't listen, don't believe, and don't decide to accept His help, He will not force the change. He respects our free will. So if the Creator Himself respects our individual space for change, why do we insist on invading our partners? The only productive action, the question that truly has the power to transform, is the one you direct at yourself. What could I be doing differently? What could I, in this relationship, regarding my spouse, do differently than what I've been doing? What could I do better? What should I stop doing that I know is wrong? What should I start doing that I haven't been? This is the key question. It's an exercise of brutal honesty with your own heart. It's not easy. No one likes to look at their own shadows, but it is a much more productive exercise and one that will bring faster results to your marriage. And ironically, this is what will inspire the other person to want to change too. I made this mistake for many, many years. I would look at my husband's flaws, my son's flaws, and not even notice my own. And when I did notice mine, I always had a justification. "Oh, I'm jealous because I love him and I'm afraid of losing him. I'm controlling because things need to get done." We always have a reason for our flaws, don't we? But when I stopped looking at him and started looking at myself, my perspective changed. I was jealous because I was insecure, and that insecurity was inside me long before I met him. It wasn't caused by him, though it was triggered by him. When I solved my core problem, my insecurity, something magical happened. I changed, and my change, which wasn't a demand from him, became a silent, powerful invitation for him to change too. It's human nature. Just as it's natural to see others' mistakes, it's also natural when you're next to someone who is improving and progressing in life to catch up so you're not left behind, whether at work, in studies, or in marriage. No one wants to be the weak link. Your personal evolution creates an environment where the other person feels motivated to evolve too, without you having to point out a single flaw. So, for you watching, if you are a wife or a husband, and you are fighting alone, stop and look at yourself. Have you been inspiring your partner to change with your own change? Or do you remain the same insecure, jealous, needy person full of inner conflicts? Don't blame your partner. Don't blame your children. Take responsibility for your part in the relationship dynamic. This reflection is transformative because it changes how you communicate, how you support, and how you connect. A spouse who feels supported not only stays, but thrives. Pause and think. Have you been that partner? Have you been lightening or increasing the invisible burden your spouse carries? To give you the final clarity you're looking for, here is the practical guide. It's worth fighting when there are signs of true, even if flawed, love. There is remorse and a willingness from both sides to improve. The problems are the result of a lack of knowledge, not malice. It is not worth fighting when the relationship destroys your identity. The other person insists on remaining in lies, violence, or infidelity. You find yourself moving away from God instead of closer. The answer, deep down, is simple but profound. It's worth fighting to the point where your dignity, your faith, and your life are not being sacrificed. What truly destroys a relationship isn't the lack of love, but forgetting to practice love daily, starting with ourselves. And that can change now if you decide. If this message has touched your heart, share in the comments what small change you will start making in yourself this week. Your story can be the inspiration someone else needs. And if you want to continue receiving content that can transform your marriage, like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can build stronger, healthier, and more loving relationships.